What are your biggest takeaways from Milwaukee just taking it to Oklahoma City and Oklahoma City just struggling offensively all night long?
Yeah. I mean, the story of the game is the Milwaukee Bucks were plus 36 from the three-point line. I mean, that's the game in a nutshell right there. If a team outscores you by 36 points from three, you are not going to win the game or be in it unless you are dominating them from the free throw line, which the Thunder were not, unless you were hitting a boatload of twos, which the Thunder also were not, right? I mean, they shot 33% overall in this game. They got out rebounded. It just wasn't a good shooting night for them. And look, some of that is credit to the Bucks defense and their length, right? They played good defense, but some of it was also Thunder just missing makeable shots, right? A lot of those shots were wide open. A lot of SGA shots. He was, I want to say, 8 of 25 or something from the field. A lot of the shots that he was missing are ones that he makes, right? It's just like sometimes it's not your night, and you tip your cap. Look, I will say the Bucks. The other thing I'll take away from this is the Bucks started the year poorly. 2-8. Many people, me included, were like, look, I wrote this team off. And look, and I'm not going to be here and say they're winning the NBA championship. I'm not going that far.
Right.
But they're playing better basketball than they were to start the season. I would still favor Boston in a series against them, best out of 7 in the Eastern Conference. But Milwaukee has made a statement with winning this NBA Cup. And let's see now if it can buoy them throughout the rest of the season as they advance towards the postseason and ultimate goal of winning another championship, which they want to do.
Would still favor Boston. Still like Cleveland. I would still say the Knicks and Milwaukee is like I have to think about that one.
Yeah, the Knicks worry me, but they're going to be injured and or dead tired coming April. So I'm like, I'm like Tibbs. Listen, it is what it is. So,
but the thing about this is, like, Milwaukee has been playing better defensively, and that's the thing that I've been worried about. Now, some of this is just the lackluster shooting, sure, from Oklahoma City, sure. But watching the game, like, Milwaukee actually was doing things defensively. Like, they had an understanding, hey, Oklahoma City needs to shoot a bunch of threes in order to stay with this game. This is why Isaiah Joe is out here, for example. This is why they're trying to keep somebody on the perimeter. This is why, like, and all these different things. And Milwaukee was figuring out ways, like, to take away that three-point shot. Probably not as simple as just running them off the line, as a lot of people want to attribute it to, but there was some of that as well. And it did feel like Milwaukee, like, they defended, like, they stuck to their principles. They had an understanding of, like, hey, we're a three-point barrage away from giving up this lead. We're not going to do that. The defense has gotten up to 13th in defense now. I mean, the NBA championship formula is top 11 offense and top 11 defense. They're 11th in the NBA in offense and 13th in defense right now. Before we toss it to OKC, I do feel like they're figuring something out. I still don't think they're going to take out one of the top, or I guess Boston or potentially even Cleveland. I would favor Cleveland in the series between them for now.
Yeah.
But they do have the experience with Giannis. They do have Dame who's had like some big games or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And it does feel like, hey, their front office has gotten aggressive. And if they do make a move, maybe they position themselves in a different way. And now we're in trade season. So
no doubt. Look, what the Bucks are missing to me is enough depth, right? Bobby Portis is fine. Pat Connaughton, man, I know Gary Trent Jr. is like doing whatever right now, but let's see how that lasts over the course of a full season into the postseason. That's what worries me. But look, any team that has Giannis, Dame, and Chris Middleton as your 3 guys in the postseason who can help you get,
Middleton who didn't play.
Right, that's a recipe for success. And look, this is a team that's won a championship. I don't want to poo-poo that. My thing is just like, look, I just don't know that, to your point, over the course of a full season and when the postseason gets here, are they going to beat Cleveland and Boston? Are they going to beat, Orlando and Cleveland? Are they getting right like this? I just think there are a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference who are younger, we're going to have fresher legs, who also can guard, who are going to present problems for them. And, teams that also make moves. The Bucks are also limited cap-wise what they could do with any kind of move right now, right? Whereas a team like Orlando, they can make a move. They get Paulo and Franz are back. They can make a move and get another scorer type person. With the defense they got, I might favor Orlando depending on who they got in any kind of free agency move to beat Milwaukee. So, look, kudos to the Bucks again. Doc made a point. They said it. They wanted to win this thing from the jump.
Sure.
And they went out and they did it. Single elimination. Giannis played possessed like a man with a house on fire. He's just tough to stop down there. Brook Lopez hitting threes. I mean, the Bucks shot well from three. They are a good 3-point shooting team. What it is.
Yeah, and they have some contracts to play with, as we talked about. Like Bobby Portis is 12.5. I think Bobby Portis is better on this team than in a deal, but like, I
Yeah.
mean, that's one of the contracts that unfortunately you're going to be able to do something with potentially just because of the number that he's at. But I would try to keep Bobby Portis. He's turned it around after a slow start. Pat Connaughton is one that you should go shopping with. That's
Yeah, for
9.4.
sure.
Brook Lopez is 23. I think he's another guy that they're probably going to keep, even though he's an expiring contract. And right now, if the playoffs started today, the Bucks would be the 5. They'd be playing the Orlando Magic, who is the 4 seed, and the winner of that would play, Cleveland if they remain number 1, or potentially Boston. So I mean,
Right.
that's what Milwaukee has to sort of gear up for. Although they can get to third and potentially play the Knicks. So I mean,
No
or
doubt.
really jump over the Knicks.